Man, who knew you could have this much fun with 10 songs and a bunch of mates? It's great. I love the top 10 at 10. I love you playing you the music and hearing your story. Tonight you've had T-Rex, Elton John, Gilbert O'Sullivan. Before that, the New Seekers, Rolling Stones, Michael Jackson. There was Paul Simon, The Fortunes, Al Green, and it all started with Badfinger.
The top 10 at 10.
And the year, well, it was the year that Damien was 12. He's listing in Aberystwyth Marina. Hello there. I love a marina. I love the sound of the chink of the sheets on a mast. If you sail, you'll get that. If not, it sounds like absolute nonsense, doesn't it? Oh, hello. Somebody's been on. Hang on. There we go. That's the horn that says Vince from Heathrow's in touch. Great songs. And of course, I know them, but I don't remember them from childhood days. Until you played the New Seekers, I reckon I was about 6, so I'll go for that. Vince, you're spot on. Well done. Now, on the clue that we gave earlier, which was the England-Scotland women's game, first officially sanctioned international game, Owen Aston's been on. Hello, Andy. To let you know that to mark the anniversary of this historic game, the England under-15 schoolgirls are playing the Scottish under-15 schoolgirls at Ravenscraig Stadium in Greenock on Saturday the 15th, organised in association with Inverclyde Council. Well, thank you for letting me know, Owen, and thank you very much indeed for listening, and may the best team win. Terry's in Plymouth. Evening, Mr. Crane. Well, Beg, Steal or Borrow by the New Seekers did it for me. It's 19 diddly-dee. I can remember being in Miss Mackenzie's class at Prince Rock Primary in Plymouth. It's weird, I can remember that, but I can't remember what I had for tea tonight. Welcome to my world. Tonight's Top 10 at 10 was brought to you by television presenter Magnus Magnuson, who this year hosted his first ever edition of Mastermind. Brought to you by adventurers Sylvia Cook and John Fairfax, who this year, would you believe, rowed across the Atlantic. And brought to you by all the athletes who this year won medals at the Winter Olympics in Japan, because tonight's Top 10 at 10 year was 1972.
Greatest Hits Radio. Greatest Hits Radio Dating, an all-new site on a brand new platform with stacks of new singles signing up every day and looking for love. Get your 2022 off to a bright new start and get back into the dating game at greatesthitsradiodating.co.uk, the home of great singles.
Date night, a night full of possibility. But the big question is, what's for dinner? Takeaway won't cut it. You need something that shows you care. Like really care. I'm thinking 30-day matured ranch steaks, crisp, chunky chips, raspberry and cream cheesecake, a bottle of chili and Merlot. I'm thinking Tesco finest dinner for 2. Yep, that's dinner sorted. Food love stories. Brought to you by Tesco. Drinkaway 18 plus, majority of larger stores. Steak excludes Northern Ireland.
Have you been notified that your data has been breached? Tell CEL. Whether through cybercrime, human error, or negligence, if you know or have reason to believe your sensitive, personal, medical, or financial information has been compromised, CELsolicitors.co.uk specialise in no-win, no-fee data breach claims. We listen, we care, we win.
Got an untouched car? You could hide it in a hedge or sneak it in a skip. Maybe cloak it with some cones or outfox us with a fence. You might try to cover it, smother it, bury it in sticks, park it down the lane, tuck it down the drain, stash it in a bus stop, paint it like a mountaintop. But whatever you try, you will always find that cars are hard to hide, but easy to tax. So don't risk it. Tax it with DVLA at gov.uk/DVLA/taxit.
During the pandemic, you probably haven't seen some of your customers for a while.
But don't worry, we've stayed in touch with them.
They've been listening to us for news and updates.
They've been listening to us to cheer them up through difficult times.
And guess what? They're still listening.
Reconnect with our advertising team this year and we'll show what we can offer.
So if you want to let your customers know you're back open and ready for business, go to radioadvertisingnorthwest.co.uk.
This Valentine's, let's turn into grrr. Let's turn meh into yeah. Let's turn mild into wilds. This Valentine's, get wild at lovehoney.co.uk. Ditch the flowers, chuck the chocolates, and discover Love Honey's wide range of toys, lingerie, and more. With free discreet delivery on orders over £40. Shop now at lovehoney.co.uk. Love how you love with Love Honey.
Get car insurance with less hassle and more happiness at mustard.co.uk. Authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority.
ready.
At Tombola, £40,000 in cash prizes will be won every week in our daily free-to-play game, Free Vibes. There's 2 chances to win every day, with cash prizes up to £5,000 to be won. Play Free Vibes for free with no deposit required. Download the app or go online and come join the fun at Tombola. Players must be over 18, SMS opt-in required, terms apply, please play safely.
Ugh, you're kidding.
That's the sound of people remembering they didn't collect or spend Nectar points at Argos, eBay, Esso, British Airways and Sainsbury's. Escape that moment. Collect and spend points at more places than you think with the Nectar app. Exclusions apply. For full T's and C's, visit nectar.com/escape that moment.
Oh.
Play
Greatest Hits Radio.
on 105.9 and 107.2 FM, on digital radio, on the app and on your smart speaker, across Liverpool and the Northwest.
Greatest Hits Radio.
The main stories this hour. The Labour leader's been led away from crowds of protesters near Parliament in a police car. The Prime Minister says their behaviour is disgraceful. Video footage appears to show Sir Keir Starmer being called a traitor, and comments made by Boris Johnson in the Commons about Jimmy Savile were repeated back to him. Last week, the PM accused Sir Keir of failing to prosecute him in a previous job. It's something he tried to clarify on Thursday.
I totally understand that he had nothing to do personally with those decisions. I was making a point about his responsibility for the organisation as a whole, and I think people can see that, and I really do want to clarify that.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister's promising tough targets for dealing with the NHS backlog in England, but the plans to address that have been delayed. There were reports the Treasury is blocking the cash. The delay is upsetting patients like Ros Borrett, who found out that she had a brain tumour last year.
I've been very anxious and very worrying, had sleepless nights. I've tried to contact the hospital on many occasions, and I'm getting nowhere to when my scan is going to be.
The US president says there's still a diplomatic off-ramp for Russia unless it decides to invade Ukraine. Joe Biden met with the German Chancellor earlier to discuss de-escalating tensions between Moscow and its neighbour. A teenager's been arrested on suspicion of murder after an 18-year-old was stabbed to death in North London. Officers were called to the scene in Enfield earlier this evening. Mason Greenwood is no longer sponsored by Nike. The sportswear firm has dropped the Manchester United striker after he was arrested on suspicion of rape and assault. And Asda is promising to extend its stock of its budget ranges to all of its supermarkets. It says it wants to help people's money stretch further in light of the cost of living crisis. From Sky News, I'm Kat Suave.
This is Greatest Hits Radio.
Across Liverpool and the Northwest. Sounds like this.